To use the system for collections activities, you'll start in the Collection Activity Center and click Collections Lite. Before doing that, it's a good rule of thumb to open standard reports, receivable reports, and view your delinquent contract report. You can print this for your collectors so that they can work from this list of delinquent accounts that you have as of that day's date. So this report gives them a breakdown of customer information, balances, and past due amounts. Late fees are on there as well. So they could use this report then to pull up the accounts in collections that they need to work and work them from there. So we'll go into Collections Lite. Search for a contract by contract number, stock number, customer name, or any other search criteria listed. You'll see the tab system just like all the other activities in the system. So you'll work from tabs to tab from left to right. The first tab is the customer tab. So you can use this tab to call the customer, and if you need to update any information, you can do so by clicking Edit Customer. The same is going to hold true for co-buyers and references. You can view and edit either of those by going into those tabs and clicking View or Edit. The Insurance tab is going to allow you to view insurance information on the account. So if something were expired or if the customer canceled insurance, you could call them about those issues. The Account Information tab is going to show you balance information and payment history information. It'll also list the different types of balances you have on the account. This one has a payment, just a payment balance, but you may have some that have side note balances, pickup payment balances, which are deferred down payments. So you can view that information here. The Customer Note tab, if you want to see all the notes on an account, you can click Show Notes, and it'll show you any system-generated activities as well as notes that have been added. So if you want to view a note, you can simply double click the note and it'll pop up, and this one just says customer's mother said would give message, and then there's a more detailed note here in the notes body saying that the customer's mom said the customer works 3 jobs and is trying to get everything taken care of. So if you have a short note, enter it in the reference field, and if you have more substantial information to document, then put that here in the notes section. If you want to add a note, then click Add Note. Select the action being taken, like if you're calling out, if you left a message, if the customer called in. So the customer called in, click the activity, customer called in. The result, was it successful or unsuccessful, and then what took place. So customer said will not pay, they said I'll have to call back, no action was taken. So you can select what the result, enter a short note in the reference field, and then if you have more substantial notes, again, enter those in the notes section and click OK. Now, the next tab is your Alerts or Promise to Pay tab. So you can see any screen notes or tags or alerts that are on the account, as well as any collection information or collection notes for this account. Click Refresh Notes to make sure you have the most up-to-date information. You can print the notes if you need to. And this is also where you'll come in to make a promise to pay. So if the customer gives you a promise, then you click Add Promise to Pay or PTP, and it will then make these fields editable, so you can select the promise date, select the amount they're going to pay, and if you double click Additional Note, you can enter notes about the promise to pay. click Save, and your promise to pay will appear here in the notes section, or in the promise to pay section, after you click the yes button in this warning box asking you if you do want to save the promise to pay. So you can create stacked promises if that's something that you allow your employees to do. Then you can stack promises, and maybe they're going to pay you every Friday. Then once you exit, you'll see your promise to pay on the screen. In the customer information tab, that promise to pay will be entered here in the notes section. And the good thing is that if the customer breaks the promise, then this is going to turn red. So your collectors or cashiers will know that the customer broke a promise. And if you have stacked promises in there and they continually break them, then that information will be listed. The last tab in the collections activity is the invoice tab. Here you can view the invoices that have been created throughout the life of this contract. You can edit late fees if necessary. You can add a fee or delete or change a fee if you need to. There is an options menu in the collections activity. Here you can search for a contract without having to leave the activity, view and print ledgers. If you have accounts that came over from AutoStar 2000, you can view legacy notes in the account memo screen. You can create a screen note, which is just a message, an internal message that you want people to see. So like if you put mom covers for customer, then you could enter that screen note, and then in your customer information section you'll see screen note mom covers for customer. So then if your collector is calling the home number and the mom's always saying I'll give a message, or giving bogus information, then your collector will know not to necessarily take that as 100% accurate. So again, screen notes are just internal memos you want people to see. You can view invoices. If there were pickup payments, you could view the pickup payments. You can quote a payoff from your collections activity. Just come in here, enter the company or the person requesting the payoff, change the date for how long you want the payoff. So if it's a 10-day payoff, then you could change that to a 10-day payoff. And enter the person or the company. Put a phone number if you have one and a contact person. You'll see the payoff amount here at the bottom of the screen, as well as the per diem or interest per day for that payoff. You can log the payoff, print and log, or just view this and close the activity. Other things you can do, you can create a promise to pay from this menu. You can view the status screen, which is just basically a summary or breakdown of the structure of the deal. So you can see it's next payment past due, it's set up for all these balances. So you can view this information. You can print late notices. If you have late notices in your letter and document repository, you could print those notices from here. You can create a bad check flag. So if your customer sent in an NSF check, you could create that bad check flag. Set a repo flag from here. If you have the user rights to do so, you could lock payments or unlock payments in the collection activity. Again, if you have collection letters created in your repository, you can view and print those letters. And as always, you can view, print, or delete tags. To create a tag or delete a tag, then just view, click add and remove tag, and you'll come into collections. Let's just say if you want to create a tag, no calls on job, so that people know we don't want our customers to get fired for us, bothering them while they're working. So that's a good tag to add if they say, you know, hey, I can't have calls here anymore. Then anybody who comes in to work collections again will notice there's a no call on the job tag, so they can, you know, skip that phone number. So that's how you use the Collections Lite activity in the system. And also you do have the option to add on the Collector Pro modal or module that will allow you to do more in-depth collections with our system.